Hello everybody, we're back in the front room trying to get this lower front area legal and up to code. And today we've got several kind of miniature projects, so it might be kind of interesting. So you never know here what a day's gonna bring in terms of the different projects that we're working on. So here's what we're gonna do. So the first thing I wanna do, or that we're gonna do, is replace as many of these windows as you can. The building provides, and I found two kind of large sheets of frosted plexiglass, believe it or not. And I think there's enough to get 4 windows out of it. And it'll be a good test. If it goes pretty well, then we can start to favor that. I know a lot of you guys in the comments said Lexan and plexiglass are the best way to go, because if a rock does knock it out, you just pick it up off the floor, put the window glazing, stick it back in. So we're gonna do several windows today. And then speaking of windows, over here, as we're trying to prep this entire room, there was this window system here. And Bob spent the morning already pulling off all the trim around the wall. So this trim was all cut and hacked up and full of holes, chipping paint, but mostly they had been removed at one point and then altered for routing wire and other stuff, and then reattached, and now they don't fit together perfectly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rebuild all of that trim. We're gonna put some new beadboard here, and we're gonna keep that original beadboard up there and just do some work to kind of clean it up and then paint it. So those are 2 window projects today. Another thing that we're gonna do is remove this door, and hopefully, I don't know if it'll be in this video or not, but we're gonna strip that door because the whole room's getting painted, and we want that to match. And then also, we're gonna remove this entire door frame, this door jamb here, because in order to make this front lower area of the building legal, we have to create a fire barrier or a firewall around the perimeter. So we're not building the firewall today, but we're gonna prep that space so that we can do that. So those are the main projects, but I'm sure we're gonna find some other interesting stuff along the way to do as well. So, okay, let's get busy. Okay, so Bob was mentioning that now's our chance if we want to replace these old ropes. They're, I wouldn't say dry rotted, but they are definitely old. So I need to find some rope here. And then it was kind of interesting that this one right here, so there's is this counter? Yeah, there is a counterweight here. There's a giant hunk of lead basically that counterweights the window here. So that when you raise it and lower it, you're not dealing with a super heavy window. And there's one here for this window, but oh, Bob, I think you were mistaken, actually.
Why?
Because this window doesn't open. This weight is for this window. This weight is for this window.
No.
This window doesn't go up.
There's 2 for this one.
Oh, there's 2.
This is the rope for this one as well. That way they go up even and they don't bind as they go up.
Okay. So, but then this one, if it did
It has spring winders up inside the wall that we doubt are gonna work, but we're gonna see if we can pull those spring winders down and reuse them.
Okay, so that window is spring loaded, right?
This one has window weights, this one's spring wound.
But sadly, I think Bob was saying that the springs have kind of recessed up in there, and so we're gonna have to try to pull those down and just see if they work. If not,
basically the way these windows work, there's a mechanism up there very similar to a tape measure. It comes down, it hooks to the window, and then when you pull the window up, it's supposed to stay in that position.
okay.
Well, those winders are fully retracted, they're up in there. I'm gonna try to hook them and pull them back down, but the odds of them working as old as they are probably pretty slim. But we're gonna give it a shot.
Okay, nice. So there's that, and we're gonna bring up the radial arm saw so we can cut miter all the angles for the trim, and yeah. Oh, the other thing is we had some termite damage here. It was mostly confined to this space, which is right there. And we can show you on the other side. There's more here. So, as a lot of you guys know, I'm really interested in antique furniture. So I know a little bit about woodworm and that kind of thing. And I know how to recognize when the woodworm is active because of the little powder filings that are there. And I don't know, but I'm assuming with termites it's the same thing. This stuff here is not fresh. It looks like, who knows how many decades ago it was. So we really don't think that that's active, which is a good thing. So because it's not active, nothing's going on there, we can just actually put the new beadboard right over the top and tack it in, paint it the right color. So, but we did go ahead and pull out that stuff that was just, we didn't want that disintegrating, falling out behind the new beadboard. So that's been removed, and looks like Bob's fishing out the, you get it?
There it is.
Wow. It actually
And
works.
it is still functioning.
Never doubt that old stuff. It always still works.
That's pretty amazing in the scheme of things.
Yeah.
Now there's one on the other side. I don't know if I can hook it or if that's...
That makes sense because there wasn't enough room for two of these lead weights,
Right.
right? So they... What'd you say?
There it is.
Oh, there it is. That side works as well, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
So on the side of the window, there's these little hooks right here. Mm-hmm. And
You just-
those snap into those hooks when you put the window in, and that raises and lowers them.
Oh, I see. And I bet, well, maybe not, but there's a little access hole right here. Is that how you hook them on with that? Or
No, you have to pull both of those down and hold them, bring the window over, snap them in, and then put the window in the hole with them snapped in.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there's no way to do it otherwise. So
And then you-
have to remove the window.
This
to
will
do
stop it from going through, but then once it's in, sitting in the right position, you put the
Then
new...
you put your trim on the outside to keep the window from falling in.
Okay, nice. Wow, I'm learning.
Yeah, this actually is a much older style with window balance. They've been using these things for ages. I would have thought this would have been a newer window, but it looks like it's probably original to the building. I didn't even know they had spring winders.
Well, it
back
wouldn't
then.
be original to the 1919 building because this whole wing wasn't here.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So I think the new wing was early 1940s, about the time they did the elevators
Okay.
upgrade.
Yeah, 'cause I've seen those spring winders like in 50s houses. That's pretty common in those and wood
Yeah.
windows.
So I don't know for a fact, but I would date it probably early 1940s. So
That could very well be. But yeah, the window weights, those are pretty common in their windows.
which may be wrong because that's when the war was going on. So there might not have been a lot of
Yeah, who knows?
interesting. Okay.
You know, one thing I wonder if Brown did any war, if they switched any of their production during the war.
They did. I think it was or at least I've heard that the little eyelets for the shoestrings went to leather instead of metal. And I think there was some gluing instead of nailing of the soles and stuff.
But they didn't actually do war production. They were still making domestic shoes.
Oh yeah, I've never heard
They just
anything
had to
about.
change your manufacturing process.
Yeah, they just changed the manufacturing
Yeah, because a
process.
lot of manufacturers during the war switched from whatever they were making, like the car companies and things like that. Typewriter companies were making rifles and all kinds of things.
yeah.
Like, you can find old World War II rifles that were made by Remington Typewriter Company.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, during the war, a lot of companies switched. That's why I wondered if Brown may have.
It's a little bit dark here. You're backlit. Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's neat. So I should probably, So a viewer on the channel helped me collate a whole bunch of old newspaper articles, and I have a large collection of them.
Oh, really?
I want to make a video sharing what we found, but I need to find the time. With working in the building, it's really hard to find free time to kind of
Yeah.
do that research type stuff. So, but I have to say, just with that window coming to life, all this stuff coming out of the ceiling, the empty room, all the garbage gone. Just starting to get the hint of being able to pre-visualize a space in here. So that's got me in a good place. So, all right, what do you think? Is there anything else needs to do here in prep? Oh, one more board needs to come off.
Yeah, that board needs to come off, and then we need to pull these little things up holding the cable.
Okay, and then remove the
They'll
door.
just kind of be in our way. Yeah, and then we can tack them up or something a little higher until we're done.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested about this lintel here. Oh, is that a solid block?
It sure looks it, doesn't it?
Wow, look how thick that guy is. Well,
yeah, I think that's concrete or steel. I don't know, we'll chip it and take a look. I would have thought it would have been angle iron, but
it's iron. Yeah, I don't know if it's angle iron or not, but it's definitely iron. But this is interesting because when you look at some of the other lintels, especially in the break room, it's just a flat piece of steel that goes across there. It's not even, I don't know how thick that is, probably 1/4 inch. Right there.
so this had to be an original entrance into the building, right?
That's a good question.
Well, I wonder because these are original windows,
Yeah, those are windows. You can see.
and that doesn't really look at it. That looks original.
Yeah. Yeah, it was original because all the bricks here are exactly full or exactly half. So
I would say that was original from the looks of this side. Either that or that was a window. It could have been a window.
oh yeah,
But then it's
like
got
a door and a.
that big lintel up there, which that wouldn't make sense.
This wall is 15 inches thick, and then just that part. Well, I don't know. Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking this door may have been original.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at the old photos and see.
Because that room looks original. Mm-hmm. The bathroom looks original.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this may have been an entrance into an office.
Okay, this will be interesting. These are the little things that have to pop out. But they've been painted over so many times, I don't know how hard they're to get out. So we'll find out. Nope, they're coming right out. That one is at least.
There we go.
Well, when the hinge pins don't match, it makes you wonder, yeah? Like,
Yeah. There's definitely something going on there.
all right. Bob's in here doing all the little detail work that doesn't make a visual impact, but
Still got to be done, though.
still got to be done, yeah. Wow, that door's There's nothing spilled on it, but that door is sticky from the varnish on the top.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That or sap.
Or tree sap, yeah.
Yeah, it could be. It was green.
Oh, maybe. Okay. It's funny when you spend as much time as I do in the building, like when you make little changes, how they kind of impact you, right? Like, it takes you a minute to get used to it when something changes. Okay, so we've got this all prepped. There's like tons of little tiny nails that we had to go and tap back in or pull out. Now it's a flat surface that we can cut new trim for and put that new beadboard on. And Bob was just showing me on these old hinge pins. They have the large heads on them. You can just put a pair of pliers, clamp down on them, and then tap the pliers from underneath and they come right out. It's way easier than that screwdriver that keeps sliding off and trying to keep it perfect. But those came right off with that little tip, so I wanted to pass it along. This is a nice door, though.
Yeah. It's gonna be a heavy one too. Almost.
I don't know why these doors are sticky. It's so weird.
There you go.
Sit back. Whoa! She's giving up her secrets now. You gave it a good run, but in the end, oh my gosh. So there's some kind of a bolt or something that goes in the floor because I had sawn all these nails and I knew it was free. There was nothing there, but something was holding that in. And it looks like it was a bolt or something retaining the actual base. And then when I was whacking it hard enough, it finally just exploded out of there. So I think one or two more whacks and this thing's coming out. Oh, there you go. That was a lot harder than I expected. Bolt, but Bob was explaining to me that it was just concreted in here. So I knew something was holding the base of that board because it's unbelievable. So now I'm going to change blades on that recip saw. Just cut that in half, and I think two little pieces, because they assembled this and then they put it in. So if you notice, like, this is actually notched out, but there is no way without breaking the front of that to get that out because there's no give in it. So just going to cut that in half and maybe even cut this in half. We'll see. Yeah. There you go. Watch out. Oh, you got it? So as it turns out, the lentils are angle iron. And, well, they've done the job for 100 and some years, so.
Well, from the amount of timber they had under there, that could have held the entire building up, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Bob says we have a problem. I don't even want to go over and hear what it is. Oh yeah, they cut the
bottom of the window out.
cut the bottom of the window up, probably because there was an air conditioner here. So we've got a welder.
Yeah, but where we're gonna get this?
Yeah.
We don't have any old windows, do we?
I mean, like just regular glass windows we do have, yeah. But I doubt, I mean, I don't think you can cut an L out, can you?
We could maybe get some angle iron and just weld a piece of angle iron. It wouldn't have this lip.
Uh-huh.
Man, if only we could have got the windows out of that other building.
Yeah. Well, they actually had replaced them with aluminum windows, like all of these old.
All of them they did?
Yeah, every single one of them. So that wouldn't have helped, but just the sheer glass in them
Yeah.
would have helped. So.
Do you have any small angle iron? Oh, Chris, you almost.
Put an
We
angle
won't
iron.
have this lip, so we'll just have to kind of seal it in with.
Well, could we cut that off and just put a full, and that way we can.
Well, the only thing, at least, it's giving you a little. Well, I say that, maybe not so much.
But if we, because here's the thing, that is actually angled up. It's going up. Mm-hmm. So like if you continue it on, the angles are not going to match out if you.
Yeah. They must have had an air conditioner, a window unit.
I'm sure that's what it was. Yeah.
So what we'll have to do then is we'll have to mortar this ledge back in once the angle iron's in to get this all to seal up like it's supposed to.
Yeah. So, is this just? I wonder if we can. Because if we could bust that out a little bit and bring it all level, that would make a big difference, right? Just.
I don't think it's gonna be hard to bust out. I mean, it doesn't look like it's that substantial.
Or I mean, just this amount all the way back, so that we can get a level piece of angle iron in there, and then I don't know.
Like this.
This guy right here, it was 1.5 by. I wrote it down.
37 or something like
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. 1.5 inches. The question now is it 37 inches long or not?
Looks like it's maybe 48.
Okay.
Should say, shouldn't it? All this to go.
It's depressing. Well, the nice thing about this saw is that you can fold those legs in and then run it around on these wheels anywhere in the building. So we got that in here, and darn it, this thing's starting to look like a real project. So we have this plexiglass. Bob's got it set up with the fence so that it's the right dimensionality for the window that we need. And I've gotten so many comments in the past that my blade is set way too high, so we lowered it. I think a lot of the comments said just a little bit higher than your material, but that's not very much exposed, so hopefully that'll satisfy some of you. We got that down, and we've never cut plexiglass before. We don't even know if it's possible.
Well, we have it at the right level where the invisible blade guard covers it, so.
The invisible blade guard?
Yeah.
So you may not even notice it by looking at it, but what, what happened was we went up and measured one of the squares and went back and cut it thinking, oh, they're all the same size. And as it turns out, the left and right in each window are an inch. There's the, here, I'll show you. That's an inch short. But the outside windows are for that size and the inside window is for that size, which means that we have lots for the middle, but the outsides, but the problem is, check this out. Middle window broken, middle window broken, middle window broken, middle window broken. If we come in here, middle window broken. So, middle window broken, middle window broken. So the size that we have the least quantity of is the one that just without fail was the one they broke. So that's just how things go. But the good thing is we have enough windows to match our plastic that we have. So we'll be able to use it all. Nothing goes to waste.
Going? Ah,
Apparently it is.
beautiful.
Good. Okay.
Sitting in there. It's still got a back tilt to it.
Oh, like you mean pulling the water in toward the window?
Yeah.
I can go see if there's some.
Well, that's what I was going to do. Go out and see if maybe there's some chipping.
Yeah, chip off the brick to lower the front end. So what we want is this angle iron to kind of rotate a little bit so that there's a grade there and the water will go away from the window instead of back toward it.
We're hard down on this brick. The only other thing I think if we take a little bit of this out with a grinder
And just force it up.
and force it up there, and we'll probably have to trim some out of this side.
Well, I just bought that grinder wheel for the grinder
Yeah.
today, so we should be able to do that.
I think that's the plan.
So we're gonna grind a little bit of this guy off right here so that we can lift this back up edge up higher.
All right, I'm liking that.
Now we can rotate it up to wherever we want it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like to get it level. This is going to be a little thicker than this one, so this window is going to be a little shorter, but we got to cut it to fit anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right. So are you gonna grind off a little of this to get that
Yeah,
under there?
yeah.
Okay. So we've got weldable metal on both sides and enough play to lower the front and raise the back. So now we just need to hold it in the right position and tack it.
Yeah,
right,
we got to
with the
tack
welder.
it.
Now it's not a perfectly square window, but we can take the measurements and it's gonna be a one cut.
I think we're going to have to come up just a smidge here with our grind.
Okay.
See where I'm,
Where do you want it to?
well, see it's like right here. I'll be welding like that, so just
Okay.
that much needs to come off of that.
Okay. Okay, so Bob was just telling me I gotta get the mill scale off for a good weld. So we've done that on both sides and it's ready. I think it looks great. And I can see that there's a grade to it.
Yeah. If you can find the tape measure, it's on the floor by the saw. Just for the heck of it, just measure here to here and see if we're halfway.
Square?
Yeah, with the measurements here.
Okay. Right, so this measurement here?
No, all I care about is here to here.
Oh, okay. So I've got exactly 17 3/4.
Okay, what you got on this side?
Exactly 17, and guess what?
Hopefully 3/4.
3/4.
I like it.
We have a square window. Oh my gosh. So Bob was saying, keep in mind I haven't welded in years, so it might not be too pretty, but I guarantee you one thing, it's going to be prettier than it would be if I tried to do it. So, but we're not expected, you know, a beautiful weld. We're just want the wind.
2 pieces will stay together.
Yeah, hope 2 pieces will stay together. That's the goal. And I'm not sure which components will be required, so I'm just going to bring everything that came in the box.
Do you know what the sleeves are for?
What's that?
Splatter and sunburn.
Oh, sunburn. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll burn you pretty good if you weld very much.
Really? Oh, that's what it meant. Oh, I think I meant like working out in the oil fields. or
No.
something.
All right, watch your eyeballs.
Okay.
We are welding.
Okay.
Now, to see how bad of a weld that is, which I'm sure it's not pretty.
Okay, that's good to me.
Well,
All right.
I mean, that is never gonna fall out, but I got a gap out here I'm trying to fill, and it's kind of wanting to burn away. So this is not gonna be as pretty on this side, but I want to get that gap filled.
Okay. Now it's bragging time. I just did my first weld. There it is. I guess it's got slag on it or whatever, but not a super straight line. But I did it.
I've seen first-time welders that did not weld near that good, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Great things have small beginnings.
That's right.
I've melted metal. Arr, 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 arr.
With fire.
With fire. Arr, arr.
It's perfect, but that's the whole thing right there.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's fun. What's next? Just kidding. I'm sure she did, but. So it's like, it takes these kids like a total of about 45 seconds to get the idea, find a rock and throw it. And then it's 2.5 hours cleaning hardwood.
fix it.
Yeah. Plus the money for the materials and.
Little assholes.
Whoa, all at once. So these bricks were all gouged out. That's why it's kind of an uneven surface, but we've got it kind of level. A little out there. There, and that was actually a repair to this windowsill, come to think of it. So, here we are inside. And then when this dries, we can do a little detail work. And I think I could even run a sander across it.
Yeah, I mean.
And make it super slick, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. You mortaring in that last brick right there?
I'm trying.
It just cracked, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Getting repairs that we didn't even set out to do. That windowsill really came out better than I thought it would, yeah?
What are you trying to say?
Saying, well, I was trying to say that the thing was so boogered up that there's no...
Are you trying to say you're amazed that we can do anything?
Yeah.
Running out of air.
So the chisel, the air chisel works, but it works at the expense of other windows. So we're gonna try a heat gun, see if we can heat it up. We're just trying different things to see. Because that old hard glazing is like solid as a rock. And it's well over an hour just to chisel out one window, so. Come on. Keep your fingers crossed for us. So I was able to heat it up till it smelled like it was burning. And it allowed me to kind of get in and gouge out, but really wasn't much help, so. Okay, went back to the air hammer because it is too hot to be doing that. And fortunately, nothing else broke. Bob found a piece of glass that could fit in here, but it's in an actual window frame. So at the moment, we're trying to get that out of there. It's like just repurposing and finding stuff, doing anything we can to get the job done. So we have I think I showed it in another video, a professional glass cutter that we can try to use. We're hoping this isn't tempered glass, but we're about to find out. There it is. Okay, neither one of us has ever used one of these before, so this will be interesting.
I guess we'll see.
Apparently, it's just got a little tiny blade right there that scores as this goes along. So you put the glass in the pocket here, and then there's measurements all along here. So
I gotta go get some oil. That looks like a plastic cutter. That looks like the glass cutter. Which it's kind of.
Oh yeah, that did look like a scoring thing.
Yeah.
So apparently you can turn this around. He's saying the wheel is a little bit bound up, so I'll put some oil on it. See, I probably would have just said, okay, don't work, moved on.
Well, we don't know yet.
That sounds much better. Whoa!
I'm liking it.
That is going to be so useful for us. Oh my gosh. I'd say that's a win, man.
That's a definite win.
Holy cow. Okay. Well, we did not get as far as we promised at the beginning of the video, but it's been a really long day. And I feel like we have we've actually moved the needle today in this room for sure. So the windows are coming along. The reason we're taking a break with that is that we have this silly plastic putty knife and it's just sticking to the knife more than it is the window frame. So tomorrow I'm gonna go get better tools for that. And we'll continue on with that window, those two, and then we'll see what else we can arrange in the building. We have a glass cutter that works great. Bob's got a plan to mount it vertically so we can work on it comfortably. And that thing is a real win. And then the wall is all prepped. We have the lumber there. We brought in the saw. So we've just basically got to piece those in. And we've also got beadboard that's technically white, but it'll go there across the bottom, and then we can paint the whole thing. And hopefully it's going to look fantastic. We're also going to eventually paint this entire room, hang those, right now they're fluorescents, they will be LED lamps, and then we'll have some gooseneck industrial lighting hanging off each of the columns there, and a few on that back wall there. Maybe if we start feeling froggy, we can put it on that wall as well. We also don't know if this wall is totally going to be removed. It depends on the occupancy. So we have to, at some point here in the near future, decide what is the space going to be. Because based on that, we have different rules or different considerations for getting the building up to code. So it's kind of a looming thing in the near future that we have to decide. So. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks, guys, and see you on the next one. We're going to continue this and get this room under control. So, see you soon. Bye.